Okay. The goal here is to eliminate the hiss. So let's see if we've gone anywhere with that. So this is Magical Quest, starring Mickey Mouse. I do remember getting this, and it was actually a pretty good game for its time. And I must confess, I just hit the start button to skip through that. You can't hear the game. All right. By the way, the whatchamacallit, the StreamYard link is in the description. So let's see. I'm not sure how to fix this. Advanced properties. I hope I don't blow my computer up. Okay, this may or may not work. I'm going to try it one more time. Okay, that was weird. All right, hang on. So I'm forgetting, Lorenzo, I can always pull this up here on YouTube and hear what you're hearing, in theory at least. Oh, I kind of believe it's on tonight. I didn't know that. Shoot.
Okay, well. I will be back, gentlemen.
There, that's what I was looking for. Yep, no sound. So I do have this option if I pull the USB. So let me see what happens then.
I do have this option if I pull the USB. So let me see what happens. I do have this option if I pull the USB.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm going to check this out. Wow. What's weird is nothing else seems to be picking up or properly.
What's weird is nothing else seems to be picking up or properly. What's weird is nothing else seems to be.
Ooh. Batting number 4. No, that's not good. Test. I'll be right back. Echo. Yeah, it's still echoing. Hang on. I wonder if I turned a reverb filter on. Nope. Let's see. Oh my. That's not what I wanted. It is echoing, and I'm not sure why it doesn't do this normally. Oh, wait, I know why. It is echoing, and I'm not sure. Hang on. It doesn't do this normally. Down here. Oh, wait, I know why. It is echoing, and I'm not sure. Hang on. Testing. It's still kind of echoing, isn't it? Testing. Test. Testing. Still kind of echoing, isn't it? Testing. Test. 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 I seem to be getting it from. The echo seems to be coming from one particular speaker or one particular mic. The echo seems to be coming from one particular speaker or one particular mic. The echo seems to be coming from one particular speaker. All right, let's see. Well, guys, this is why I test. All right. Test. I may have screwed up my settings. I may have screwed up my settings. Do you ever use grass? Is that a 70s term, bro? Do you ever use grass? Hang on, man. I'm looking at this. Is that a 70s term, bro? It's yeah, I'm not sure what setting I'm going to use here. I'm going to have to work with this. That doesn't cut it. Yeah, I'm not sure what setting I'm going to use here. Test. That doesn't cut it. I actually think it sounds better on the internal mic, which is exactly reverse of what it used to be. But it still echoes. I've probably done something really bad. Let's see. Ooh. Test. Oops. Test. Oops. Okay, that's weird. Okay, that's weird. Ooh. Okay, that's weird. Echo. Okay, the echo seems to have disappeared. Test. If this isn't the dumbest stream ever, guys, I don't know what it is. Still there? I don't hear it. Shoot. Still there. Oh wait. You know what that is? I bet you that's from the microphone on the shoot. Still there. Yeah, on this thing. So hang on, I have an idea. I bet you that's from the microphone on the this is like the generic way of testing something. Yeah, on this thing. So hang on, I have an idea. All right, I'm gonna exit the room for a second when it goes to the gameplay section. And it just makes a few sounds, and I'll be able to tell on my phone if it's echoing. Be right back. Okay. Yes, I do use headphones, but that's how things screwed up tonight. I'm going to try it again, though. Let me plug this in. Because this set of headphones has a microphone on it, and I think it's screwing things up. I just don't need to activate that microphone. Whoops. Okay, hang on. Here we go. Why can't I get the... There it goes. Okay. Let me go to sound here. Okay, the headphones are on. Hang on. I suspect you can't hear anything right now. I'm not sure. So I'm going to the sound, output, yep, input. That looks correct. So now in theory.
I suspect you can't hear anything right now. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So I'm going to the sound.
So right now,
Input.
the audio is playing, but it's not coming through StreamYard.
So now in theory.
Hang on.
You can't hear anything right now. Okay. So I'm going to the sound. So right now, the audio is playing, but it's not coming through StreamYard. Hang on.
Hello? So this is actually good, though. I found a way to tell if it's how I can try to get the sound in here. I'm going to have to figure that part out. All right, guys, I'm going to stop streaming for now. I'll be back later.
This is actually good, though.
I'm working on it, Lorenzo. I'll be back, brother. I'm going to keep testing this till I get it right.
How I can try to get the sound in here.
Oh.
I'm going to have to figure that part out. All right, guys, I'm going to stop streaming for now. I'll do
Hey,
it
bro.
later.
Oh man, this is frustrating, but I knew there would be sound issues probably because that's what it said on the. It said you were testing the sound. So
Yeah.
But the
No.
frustrating thing is you went away and you came back and it sounded perfect, and then you mess with the settings and now there's an echo again.
Well, every time I plug it in, it goes crazy.
Oh, it was perfectly fine when you first came back, and then you started messing with the settings. And I was trying to tell you to keep things how they were because for some reason they were working again. But because of the delay in the chat, it was like you're probably getting my message 20 seconds late or something.
Well,
Or even later with StreamYard.
either that or I wasn't watching it enough. But like right now, it's not. It's something I'm doing. It's not catching the sound from the application. It's catching it all from the mic.
Well, it was sounding perfect the way you had it set up when you first came back. I have no idea why, because
That
all
actually,
you did was you put your headset back on.
Yep, that was all coming off the USB mic, I think.
But it
And-
sounded perfect. I mean, I couldn't tell that it was coming from there, you know. But I was watching it on my phone. Maybe if I was watching it on TV, maybe I felt it different.
Yeah, it's just been a blast so far.
The funny thing is, so you sound perfectly fine in StreamYard. If I was watching on YouTube, maybe there's an echo there.
It could be, but I'm going to try to iron it out because what I'll do is, did you see what I can do on this? Probably not. Hang on, I'll show you. I can start. Remember how I think it's Shinobi does it. They draw while they're on
Who's that?
StreamYard. Like,
Who
doesn't
does that?
Shinobi do that?
Oh yeah. Maybe I don't know. I know what I
So
see is what I see on. Oh yeah, what he does is I think he might be routing things through OBS though.
that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
That's what I. Yeah, so that's what I started doing tonight, and I have an emulator on my computer. So I was like, okay, I want to take the emulator and start streaming when I take breaks. And that's in the other window. Where is it? Right there. Which I can, if I get this working, I can, of course, cover up the whole iPad so that you only see one or the other.
Yeah,
but when I take.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but I can't hear the music.
Yeah, no, it's not running. And see, that's another weird thing. Unless watch this. Can you hear it now?
Nope.
Yeah, see, that's because it's all coming through the mic, but it won't play unless I'm in the window. So I have to figure out how to get the application audio into OBS on the same computer. I'm sure it's just I'm going to find a plugin or something. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And it's funny because it's Friday night. I'm like, well, who's going to be out? It's a dead night, but here we are, brother. All right, let's see.
It might be okay now. I'm going to listen to you can keep talking. I'll listen in on YouTube.
All right, man. I'm going to do a little searching here, but that's cool. Let me see what I can do here. I'm looking for ways to get that sound in there, and it just doesn't want to play nice. All right.
I think he stopped echoing, but then again, the music's not playing because it's paused. So
yeah, the echo should be totally dead, but when the music comes on, it won't be heard because of the headset. Now, if I do this,
the funny thing is, people can only see like say the left half of your screen now. Like they see me on the other side.
Right. Yeah, that's the OBS thing, I think. Let me see if I can fix that. Oh no, wait, that's weird.
Yeah, OBS is interesting. I don't know how to use. I've never installed it on. I just have a Chromebook now, so not even gonna.
Oh no, I know why that is. So if I want to be greedy, I can do this.
That's better. Yeah, you don't need to see. You don't need to. I'm taking up way too much of the screen. I don't. If I was like, if I had like, it was like a VTuber and had an animated avatar. It would. I don't even think it would be worth it then to take up that much of the screen.
But it's still cool.
Yeah, this looks better.
It's cool that there are other layouts I forgot that we had available on this system. Yeah,
I'm looking at like some character skirt right now at the top of the screen.
Actually, we
like
are
icons from like a laptop. I mean, from like an iPad or something.
Yes, that's my wallpaper. I'll show you what that is.
Yeah,
just let me.
I'm definitely interested.
One thing.
Definitely wasn't complaining.
This is one of the pages from my new project. This is from Cluster Fudge, and
oh yeah, so you really did call it that. That's
yes.
Awesome.
Oh, this is gonna be a really freaky book. It's definitely not for kids, and it's gonna be just an experiment of mine. I've always wanted to go a little bigger, a little brighter. Oh, I didn't even show you. You couldn't see it. Hang on. Shoot, I thought I was showing you. I have this thing in front of it the whole time.
You got the the magical quest, Mickey Mouse. There we go. Oh wow.
Yeah. This is going to be, at least right now, the first page on the inside, like the little credit page. And then it rolls. It's
so. What the hell were you doing with that other comic book, the Hero Shack stuff? It seems like you're really getting into this stuff. Your newer stuff.
You want to know what's funny? I'll tell you exactly what happened. Okay, when I was a kid, I used to draw like all this weird kind of surrealistic stuff. Like if you zoom in, I'm really trying to tell stories and stories. Like it's all interconnected and stuff. But I have a love for comics. This here, I had a Stanley moment with Diana a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, "Just make a comic the way you really want to." So I'm getting into it now, and it's really
Yeah,
tripping
it was
out.
just something I couldn't put my finger on. It was like I really liked that Cyclopean character, but I didn't. It's just something about
Well, it's not
the
really
first
me.
campaign I saw. Oh, go ahead.
It's not the superhero thing is me, but my writing style isn't that style. So it's
Oh, okay. It just seemed like
and the other part is the art. The art is as much as I want to be John Byrne, I'm not.
so you're
And this
just
is
going
kind
for a
of
style that it wasn't really you. It seemed like there was just something
yeah.
about that first project that I wanted to back it, but I somehow didn't end up backing it. And then when I saw The Last of the Rapers, it's like, oh wow, this is okay.
Well, that was a little
This
closer. I
looks,
was starting to slide into it
yeah,
there.
it looks, but this is even better.
This is where my like, and I'm gonna be honest, I got the courage to do this because I was watching Skinny do a unboxing of his own comic, and he was
Oh
pointing out
yeah,
the details, and his artist had put faces in the background,
yeah.
hidden them.
His artist he uses, he might not, somebody might not get it at first, but then they start looking at if they might see one page, and maybe not like it at first, but then they see like another page. It's like, oh, I see what's going on. This is a very unique style. And it's
Yeah, but
actually
I mean,
really cool, but it's just kind of almost
he
like an
literally
acquired
pointed
taste
out.
or something.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is
go
indeed. But he literally pointed out where the guy had hidden faces, like in the texture of the wall or whatever it was drawn, and it was on the
oh,
cover.
wow.
And it reminded me of what I used to do. So, like Diana has a few of my drawings from the 80s and 90s, and I used to do like these monsters with like just head on top of head on top of head, and it was the faces would all meld. And it sounds crazy, but it really looked cool when it was done. But there was no market for something like that. You know, it's like, okay, kid, you drew some weird, ugly thing. Doing this thing, this comic, the one we're doing now, Cluster Fudge, which is
Yeah,
it's now up for early sign up, and I guess I'm supposed to sell. Diana would tell me to sell, so
yeah.
the book is up on Indiegogo for early sign up, and there's a complimentary book going for a reward for early sign up, just for anybody out there watching.
Well, that's cool. This, yeah, I was watching this. I was watching this other channel, and there was this book on there that was these like cryptids. Are you familiar with that? Like cryptozoology, like stuff like Bigfoot and
A little bit. I mean, everybody's familiar with Bigfoot, but not cryptics. Is
yeah.
it a brand title or a?
Well, it actually is a brand title now, but it's the term for like Bigfoot or what it is it's like mythological these sorts of kind of mythological animals from that there's all these like kind of like urban legends about Bigfoot or El Chupacabra or Loch Ness monster.
What's up, brother?
Hey Terry,
What's up?
welcome.
So we're playing around. So the main thing though is I can do the drawing. Like this is what I'm looking forward to. So I can pop this open and turn on my camera, and I can talk to you guys. See my moving head up there, but I can. That's stupid. Look at me. All right, but then I can still go in and pull up the iPad and draw while I talk to everybody.
Okay.
Which
Yeah,
is
so
going to be
cryptids like oh sorry, I didn't mean you're
no. Go ahead. It's fine.
oh, so it's
I'm
like
just babbling.
it's like those animals that scientists say don't believe that scientists don't believe in, but some people swear up and down that they saw like Bigfoot or whatever.
Oh yeah. All right.
And so there's a book about a comic book, and it's an indie comic book. But I think it's some from like Mexican folklore.
Oh, is that like
Yeah,
the La
that's pretty interesting.
Cucaracha or whatever that is?
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that'd be one. Yeah, like like a Mexican or southwestern U.S. like cryptid. But
Yeah, it was like a Brazilian thing, right? Like, or it's one of those.
you
It
know,
was
Yeti,
Latino in
the
origin.
Abominable Snowman, those are cryptids. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Where'd you say?
Oh, I said this was a crazy scratch. Sorry. I'm
Yeah, I'm
looking at
just
what I
saying.
just.
Like I know about El Chupacabra from the X Files actually, but I'm sure
Yeah.
the story was around a long time before they put it in there. You know, and
I don't know of it from the X
If
Files.
you've
I
ever
only
seen
know
the
of it
TV
from
show Grimm,
how Terry?
which one?
if you know, if you have you ever seen if you've ever seen the TV show Grimm, they did this episode about the chupacabra. In this case, it came as an old Mexican woman,
Oh wow, I'd like to watch.
which is funny.
I've had Grimm before on my
Which is
my
funny.
Netflix queue, but I've never seen it. Is it good?
It wasn't bad if I remember right. It wasn't the best, but it
It
wasn't
was
bad.
funny. It was a funny episode.
Oh, I might check it out then. There's so many shows. That's the thing with the Fandom Menace, you know. And I'm not trying to bash on people if they're into that. It's just they complain. A lot of those channels complain about well, this got ruined or that got ruined. But there's a lot of stuff that I haven't seen, and I'd rather have people tell me what things
That's
they
true.
do like. You know.
Well, it's funny because I take opinions seriously, and then when they don't hold up, I lose. Like I just don't listen to them anymore. You know, like film critics I've listened to, and then they said, "Oh, Birds of Prey is really a good movie." Lies.
Well, there's some movies that are kind of that I think aren't as bad as people say they are, but they're not as good as like the critics might say. You know, because like the Last Jedi, I don't think I didn't absolutely hate the movie. I didn't like what they did to Luke Skywalker, but I thought there were certain parts of it or Leia. But I thought certain characters were
Like what they did to Skywalker.
Well, Diana was funny tonight. She asked me. We were talking about my stepson, right? Huge Star Wars fan, and she asked me. She goes, "Who's his favorite character?" And I said, I don't know. I've never really bonded with him on Star Wars. And she goes, "Yeah, you're not really a fan like he is." And I said, "Well, I'm a fan of real Star Wars." And she goes, "You mean the first 3 movies?" And I went, "No, I mean the only 3 movies." I said, "The other ones were like TV series adapted for theater."
I thought that I liked Revenge of the Sith, but
you broke up, brother.
Oh
I have
man!
no clue what you said, Terry.
Oh, that was clear. That came out good. The old man part.
Oh,
Yeah, but we can't hear
I
you
can
well.
hear him laugh. I can hear you laugh, but oh no.
Yeah.
No, what I was saying was you have to look at the prequels as the story of Anakin Skywalker and nothing else.
Yeah.
Because everything in the prequels happens long before Luke was born.
Yeah. Well, I look at
That's
it
why
as
most people didn't like it.
Well, that's
I
Luke's
didn't like
daddy, right?
I didn't like the Phantom Menace, not Phantom Menace, but the Phantom Menace because what I didn't like is I thought the actor who played Jar Jar did an excellent job playing Jar Jar. I just didn't thought that Jar Jar was just a little too silly. It'd be like if the Ewoks were like the main part of Return of the Jedi or something. It'd be like, well, they had the Ewoks in there a while, but they weren't like the entire story.
The Ewoks, yeah, and Jar Jar just felt like he was made for like merchandising. Like, oh, look, Misa so cute. Misa funny. Misa got good long ears.
It ain't been to Jamaica, and it seemed like they're kind of making fun of how people speak in Jamaica, or like
it's funny like that, isn't it?
Yeah, like they're speaking, like he was speaking some sort of pidgin or Creole English
Jar
or
Jar was
something.
just made for kids.
Yeah, and it was kind of like with I think Ewoks were probably made for merchandise as well, and I think that's why what's his name? Guy passed away. Was it Kurtz? I think. Gary Kurtz, I think the guy's name was. He had been involved in Empire Strikes Back, I believe, and it was him and Lucas talking back and forth. That came them arguing back and forth. They came up with some really good ideas. Like I can't remember. One of them had the idea of the apprenticeship thing with Luke having a mentor. Well, he actually had a couple mentors, I guess. Was it like Yoda and Obi-Wan? Were they both his mentors?
Oh yeah, I guess you could say that. You could.
Or was Yoda more than Obi-Wan? I'm trying to remember.
Well, Yoda was like, it's almost like he had just a couple of teachers. You know what I mean? Like, and Ben got him started, but Yoda was like the master. The master class. You know.
Okay,
Ben, remember. Yeah. Ben just kind of lit the fire, and Yoda came along and put gas on it.
I think what Kurtz had done is I think Lucas was supposed to like he had some sort of line where he's going to explain the Force in great detail, and Kurtz is like, yeah, you should edit that part out.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think maybe in the prequel, I think they maybe over explained the Force. Though some people like that, and that's why I personally, I just might not. There's some movies I might just not watch The Phantom Menace, as often as the other movies. Whereas somebody else might like it and they can watch it if they like it. I don't want to be,
I think geek science is always the best.
Some people grew up with that too, So some of the younger people, well, younger than me, I mean. Whereas I was already an adult when that came out, so maybe that's a different thing too, from my point of view, and from Chris's. I'm not sure how old you are.
I'm old.
Yeah, I'm in my 40s, so I was already an adult.
I'm in my early 50s. Let's say that.
Somebody in their 30s, though, maybe they'd like the Phantom Menace more than I, or and some people my age or older than me might like it. I just personally didn't like it as well.
Those middle three movies suffer from like I don't think they age very well with the effects. Like the ships look too crisp and too computer animated. The effects are great, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like they're early computer effects that were great, but now they kind of.
Yeah, I think Disney actually did a pretty good job with like mixing. Like I think they actually used maybe some real physical models in there as well as CGI. I thought they did a pretty good job, and I only saw The Last Jedi, and I've heard that a lot of people say that was the worst one, though I haven't seen the Rise of Skywalker. I thought
we should do a watch party for that sometime.
Huh?
We should do a watch party for that sometime.
Yeah. I actually liked Rose Tico though. But then again, I like Kelly Marie Tran. So maybe if I hadn't seen that, she seems to be like an actual nerd in real life. I could be wrong about that. I've only seen.
I heard she's a freak too.
Really?
No, I just messed around.
But she's actually really attractive in real life, and
yeah, she looks really good in a dress and stuff. I've seen her too.
Yeah, and there's another one where she's in blue jeans.
Really?
And like, yeah, there's
I
think they try to make her look a little too modest, But I know that they were going for kind of this orphan type character, but I guess Ray was kind of like that as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was really confusing to me because it was almost like between Ryan and JJ, they couldn't agree on a direction. Because like I thought the black guy there was going to become some sort of Jedi Han Solo version, and yet then he kind of faded out, and then Finn? He went to Finn. Yeah,
I heard he was a lot different in the previous movie. Like they were gearing up for a story arc for him, and then it didn't.
Exactly. Yeah,
I didn't see the third movie, so I don't know what happened to his character in the third movie.
Can I give you a spoiler?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, here's the spoiler. Ready? Ray, I got to tell you something, and he never gets the chance. That's the whole that's his whole thing, and the whole thing. He's like chasing her around half the movie. It seems going, Ray, I have to tell you something, and the other guy, the guy pilot. The name's escaping me, but he's like the Italian-looking cute guy. He's a pilot. Poe?
Wow.
Is it Poe?
I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name. I
Oh,
know
yeah,
yeah,
who you're
he
talking
had
about.
the guy in there.
Well, he was playing with he was with Finn as the like counterpart to Finn. They were like almost like a Batman and Robin type thing.
Oh, really?
You don't remember
I
him?
mainly remember, like, I remember with the Last Jedi, there was Finn and Ray. Not Ray, Finn and Rose.
What's the other name?
But I don't remember the other people.
Yeah, the other guy. The guy,
Was
you know,
this
in
guy-
the trailer
Was
who
this guy
says,
the
"Yep,
computer
they fly
hacker?
now." What's that?
Was this a computer hacker?
No, this was the pilot guy who Leia told off for endangering the whole fleet and killing bombers because he was risking lives, and
Oh, I
the
must have
blue-haired
blanked out
lady
my
kicked
head.
him off. And well, I think that might have been the last one too, the one you haven't seen yet. No,
Okay,
wait, no, that was the middle one there. Last Jedi.
Yeah, so that's the one I saw. It's, you know, I didn't see the first one because it looked like because the first trailer for the what do they call that, the J.J. Abrams one, the first J.J. Abrams one,
Rogue One.
or
No, Rogue One was a good one, wasn't it, or a decent one?
that's what I've heard. What was
It was
the one with what was it called? Was it The Force Awakens? Was that the one that started this new trilogy?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. I gotta tell you guys. Actually, let me show you guys something. This is disgusting.
okay.
Hang on, let me find it. Let me see how I'm gonna do this now.
And the Force.
You roboted, brother.
I watched the trailer though. I watched a couple trailers, and the first one, it's like, well, what's this stupid looking lightsaber? It had it looks like he's gonna slice his hand off with a thing because there's like this cross guard on there, but it looks like it's made with the same sort of looks like it, but the cross guard looked like if you touch the darn thing, you're gonna burn your hand off. And then there was the next commercial, and it was like Hans and Chewie, and it's like, oh my gosh, this just looks like the scene didn't show anything happening except for it's like, oh, there's just going to be like cashing in nostalgia because it's just like, I think it was just like Hans and Chewie, and they're like in the Millennium Falcon.
So, can anyone tell me what's
Yeah.
wrong with this Google search? Can you see this?
It has a lot of humans. That's
Well,
for sure.
I googled Star Wars /cast.
Well, let's see. They put George Lucas in it.
But look at where Mark Hamill is.
Like way at the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
no,
look at
actually, Harrison Ford's way at the end.
Lorenzo
And
and
he's
Terry
the
Honey.
coolest one of the bunch, actually, as far as I'm concerned.
But look at this. I'm appalled. Like, how is Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford way over on the right here?
You're such a geek.
At least Natalie Portman. Well, she shouldn't have been the first to show up, though.
No, she shouldn't. Oh, here he is. This is the guy.
How don't you vote?
Yeah.
Ladies first. Ladies
Yeah.
first. That's the way it is.
But they should have put Leia first. Gonna put a woman in there. They should have put Leia because she.
So this was the guy, though. This was Poe. This was the one I was talking about. He was like Finn's buddy and stuff.
Okay, it looks familiar. Like
I'm not using that mic, honey. Hang on. I'll scroll down and get a better Star Wars photo of him. He was this pilot. This guy.
did you just call us honey?
Yes, I called you honey, and I called Diana honey. She's in the room. Hey, honey,
Oh,
say hi to
okay,
everybody.
Honey.
Hang on. I don't know what she's doing. Oh, I know what she's doing now. We have new windows, so
Tell
we can
John
open
Lee I said hello.
Oh my God, there's a lot of people in here.
them.
Oh no,
That guy looks like
that's so funny.
So Diana just looked at my screen, and she saw like the 10 photos from the Star Wars guy here, and she went, "Oh my God, there's so many people in there."
yeah, I could see that being confusing if you're just kind of looking at just kind of
Yeah, it just caught
looking
her
at
out
the corner of your
her
eye or something.
Yep. And I'm like, "Oh my God, you're funny, babe."
So what is the deal with I can sort of vaguely remember him, but just barely from the movie.
Well, I think he was also supposed to be a major character who kept getting bumped and shifted. And I don't know, like at one point he was behind the scenes talking about how he'd love to see Poe and Finn have a gay relationship and stuff. And I'm like,
It seems like maybe that should have maybe this whole, instead of being like a trilogy, maybe it should have been a TV show, kind of like The Mandalorian, where so they could explore these different plots.
it's funny you say that, because I told Diana the last 6 movies there, I feel like they were TV shows adapted for the theater. I'm like,
Poorly
yeah,
adapted. It seems like it's all poorly edited was the thing. Wasn't the acting I had a problem with. Well, there were some lines that Leia said, that like there was this line where she was just like being a real B word to C-3PO, and I don't think it was like, I think it was supposed to be a joke, but it was just being even like worse than like, because he always was snarky. I mean, she was snarky, I think, in the first movie. I don't know if she was
snarky, yeah, but
was she snarky the whole way through, like the first 3 movies? Okay.
Well, she was always kind of like the tough woman, like, and it was funny because nobody cared. There wasn't any social agenda really behind it. She was just a tough woman, it was like, oh yeah.
She just didn't want to be, she just didn't want to be like seen as a damsel in distress. And I think she just, maybe she just was embarrassed that she was kidnapped and had to be rescued. She's not only a princess, but she knew a lot about, like, I go beyond self-defense. I mean, it seemed like she was a decent, like, she was an actual, like,
she could handle it.
Training in how to be a soldier, actually.
She could fight.
Yeah, like, which is like, I would think that a princess wouldn't necessarily know that, but it was almost like olden days when the king used to ride into battle.
But after the first 3 movies, she somehow became a Jedi Master to train Rey. So she was a badass.
Oh, she trained Rey? I thought nobody trained Rey, because
there were flashbacks. Yeah.
Looked like in The Last Jedi, like she was training herself how to use a lightsaber, which didn't make any sense.
It did look that way. But then in flashbacks, after Leia was dead, we learned that she trained her.
So she was just like, what kind of, so why did she go to visit Luke Skywalker then? So this was like, okay, so this was it sounds like JJ had one idea as far as what would happen, and which he should have put in the first movie, and then,
well, to be honest with you, I almost felt like JJ was like, okay, Ryan, you messed up my story, I'm gonna mess up you.
It sounds like the second movie could be just skipped or something.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
That's too bad, because it seemed like
it should be.
It's going to be, Star Wars will rebound. The next series of movies will probably be phenomenal, because how many times can you drop the ball before you get serious? But it's going to be a dark age.
What Disney does is they tend to change directors a lot. I've heard they've done that with Pixar. Where they'll have a Pixar movie, and then in the middle of it they'll just change directors. Which maybe they think it's okay with a cartoon or something, but that's not even going to make a good cartoon probably. And they do that with like live action films, and that's
you never want to do that. Just drop your creative and start over in the middle.
Right.
I'm thinking they just have horrific management at that company for them to keep doing that. I could understand, like, with say, like, what was it? Was that a DC with Snyder, and his like daughter passed away or something, and he had to. That makes sense that they couldn't finish the film, but still, it ended up being the way it ended up being released. From what I've heard, disappointed people so much that they demanded the Snyder cut.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought wasn't he the one who ran over his daughter?
Oh, I don't know. Wow, that's horrible. If that,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought he backed into her, backed up accidentally in tragic car accident.
That was
well,
the
that would
group.
be even worse.
That was okay. So it was I didn't know if it was true or not. I guess I just heard that and I was like, wow, that sucks.
Oh well, even having that sort of rumor floating around. I mean, I could totally understand if somebody's close family member dies. That's a darn good reason to stop.
Oh
Filming.
yeah,
I
Yep.
mean,
They should have stopped it, but they were on a schedule and the budget was tight and they couldn't afford
Yeah.
to stop it. That's the problem.
yeah. I think Superman 2. There's a director's cut now that is supposedly really a lot better. And I heard like that third Godfather movie has finally been re-edited, and it's supposed to be
much better.
a lot better. Yeah, now because I remember the Godfather that the sequel was. The Godfather 2 was excellent, but I don't remember the Godfather 3, and maybe that's why.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever watched any of them. The
Yeah,
Godfather.
Not many people remember the Godfather Part 3.
Yeah, well, I heard that the director's daughter was just starting out in acting, and I don't know how they're going to fix that unless they just eliminate her scenes or something, or maybe they're able to refilm her and now de-age her or something.
The power
But
of
I think
CG, my
ended up
friend.
becoming a director in her own right, or like a playwright or something. And it wasn't. I don't think it was necessarily her fault. It's just she was just like really young, like 19 or 20 or something, I think. And it's like I was like, oh, okay, well, if she and like she wasn't like she had. I don't think she had been acting necessarily since she was a little kid, or even if she was, who knows? Whatever the case, it's just she didn't have the experience.
So you're not hearing any of the game, are you?
No.
No.
That's funny. So if I do this, well, I could play without sound. I wouldn't be able to play sound yet. I got to figure that out. Because I know if you stream video games, people will show up and watch them, and that's always fun, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think oh no, I didn't crash it. It's this silly emulator.
So
I'm just getting a kick out of using OBS, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. You had mentioned I kind of believe. I'm no longer. You might be able to tell I'm not on the panel, but that's by my own choosing. It wasn't like I had a problem with Skinny or Mecca or anything. It's just some differences as far as directions I wanted to go.
I forgot it was even on tonight because I've been messing with this. I should have tuned in, but I'm sure they're done by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mecca. Mecca tends to I think he tends to stream for only like an hour or so. I think Skinny, maybe sometimes Skinny goes longer than that on his own stuff, but he doesn't
keep that one to an hour.
Well, he doesn't stream as long as I do. Like he's not necessarily going to stream for like 3 or 4 hours or something.
Right.
He might sometimes, but I think he prefers to keep it shorter as well.
Yeah, I don't.
I was going to ask you, when are you going to tell Diana that she was possessed by Joan Lee?
I don't even know who.
Joan Lee, Stan Lee's wife.
Oh, I did tell her actually. I told her, I said, this was a Stan Lee moment, and she was like, "You're just crazy." I'm like, "No."
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That he was
Stan to do one last comic the way he wanted to do.
Yeah.
If you want to quit anyway, what's the worst that could happen? They could fire you.
Isn't that when he really took off? Was when he finally decided to go and just do it?
Well, yeah, wasn't that Spider-Man, the comic that he came out, Amazing Tales or whatever?
No. This was when he did Fantastic Four.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Very cool.
The thing of it is, nowadays I'm not sure if like oh gosh, I don't want to offend any Fantastic Four people.
Well-
I haven't seen I don't think I haven't seen the original. I've seen some covers, but I don't think I've read the original comics.
They were really how do you say this diplomatically? For the time, they were cutting edge awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like they were a team and they had the little dynamics going on of the pressures of the relationships within the team, which was kind of new to comics back then.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it seems like some of the character designs seem a little oh gosh, little humorous for modern times. But I don't know. I don't know if it was supposed to be tongue in cheek or
Well, you gotta wonder, like,
in a way it was.
in a
okay.
way,
Well,
with Mr. Fantastic, how could you not start thinking, God, there's so many jokes there? Like,
So that was so that was intentional then.
Mhm.
I don't know. He may know better. I don't know personally, but I know every time when I was growing up, I kept thinking, if I was Reed Richards, I'd always be messing with my wife, like with my tool. I would, you know what I mean? I'd be working in the laboratory, chasing her down with the snake. I'd be like stretching around
Which
corners.
one had a snake?
What's that?
Which character had a snake?
No, Mr. Fantastic could stretch.
Oh yeah. Well, oh yeah.
So I'd send
Yeah,
the
he had a
snake out
character in
to
it.
Richards.
Well, they had a character in the X Files, and that was kind of a creepy episode at the time, where he could like snake his way into like say, he could like just stretch out and like sneak his way into like say a heating vent or whatever,
Right.
and just like or maybe not like the heating part, but then there's sometimes I think there would be like a separate vent.
Well, it gave him like more access than he should
Yeah,
have, right?
yeah. And so, and I just remember that messing with my head at the time. Now, maybe nowadays I might find that a little humorous, but I mean, if I think about it logically, it seems kind of humorous, but it is kind of freaky though, because that guy could get into anything.
Well, like I think my favorite.
Actually, there were two other characters who could do that too. One was the Sandman, the other was Hydro Man.
What could he do?
Really? Yeah. Hydro Man is made of water. He could get into anything.
Yes,
they could like
that's true.
stretch themselves out and squeeze into stuff.
And the
Well, Hydro
Sandman
Man could just leak into it, right?
Oh wow!
Exactly. And the Sandman could just flow under the door.
Oh wow! That's it. No, what was that character that was made like he's made out of rock or something? I should know
The
these
thing.
characters.
The thing.
The thing, yeah. As a kid, I think there was a cartoon on maybe in the 80s, and those are good. Those are good characters for kids. I think as far as I remember thinking it was like pretty cool at the time.
The Thing was in the Fantastic Four cartoon, but he was also in that one. Oh, I'm not even going to be. He was in a show though. He had his own cartoon for a little.
Yes, it was also a solo cartoon in the 70s.
Yep.
I think
Remember the Thing Ring, do your thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And a teenager would turn into the Thing, which was nothing like the comic book, not even a little bit.
No.
was that a cartoon?
Yeah.
There's a John Carpenter movie called The Thing, but that sounds like it's something a different kind of thing.
Entirely,
That's a horror movie.
But yeah, you're right. It's entirely different than Marvel's Thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's also a porno movie of. Just joking.
Yeah, that might be Marvel list, but it's probably not Marvel.
There probably is one called that.
Oh, but there's so many characters you can make jokes about. It's unreal.
So yeah, the Fantastic Four. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like I don't know if the special effects are quite there. I think I know there was a movie.
Which one are you talking about? Because all the movies were wildly variable. You know what I mean? Like the old Fantastic Four one.
That was the bad one in the 90s.
Yeah. The real bad
Yep.
one.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Then there was the one that came out early 2000s, followed by its sequel, Rise of the Silver Surfer,
Yeah.
which they truly
Both
messed
starring-
up on that one.
But the true deal with that was they were both worthy just because of Jessica Alba.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
didn't care how bad the movie was. I'm like, oh, I like Sue Storm.
Exactly. I think Sue Storm was the only reason to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Watch both of them. Then they did a reboot where they replaced Chris Evans as Johnny Storm with Michael B. Jordan.
I watched
Yeah.
one of those movies. At least I seem to recall watching one of those, but it just kind of, I think it was something that maybe was entertaining at the time, but then I forgot the plot. Kind of like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's like, oh, this is kind of, the acting was really cool, well done. I thought there's some cool scenes, but it was like, wow, this is just, what was the plot? There's some, I just remember a bunch of like special effects and stuff.
With that one.
I remember, I think, what I seem to remember is, Kirk, which wasn't at all like the original Kirk, but I guess that was okay. Because you can't really, if you can't imitate Shatner, you probably shouldn't even try to imitate Shatner.
First of all, it's like this: you can't replace William Shatner as Kirk. No Star Trek fan would buy it.
Yeah, so I think there was a scene where he's like, listen to rock and roll music, which was kind of fun. I can't remember what song it was or which band. But that was in one of the newer Star Trek movies.
They listen to rock and roll music?
Yeah, he was listening to
First of all, Kirk's thing wasn't music, it was women.
Well, they had another scene like that too. Did he have like a couple of checks with him in one scene?
Well, the thing is, William Shatner actually broke the rules of television in the 60s by kissing
he did.
on live television.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because
one other woman who was also black.
well, it's funny because that pilot had they had a woman on there, but they didn't even bother giving her a name. They just called her Number One. And that was Gene Roddenberry's wife, and she ended up becoming, I think, what's a Nurse Chaplain, or what was her name?
I know you.
But she started off with a character
name.
named Number One on the pilot, The Cage, and then
I'm getting destroyed.
what was that? Captain Pike was in that one, and of course
that was like the first episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like it was a pilot that originally wasn't aired, and then I think it aired decades later.
Yes,
it's been on television. And it actually was decent. It's just I don't think there was quite the chemistry between the characters. Like they had a doctor in there, and I think he did a good job. It's just he didn't have that. He wasn't like Leonard McCoy. He didn't quite have that chemistry with like.
There's only one McCoy though.
Captain.
McCoy was the king of doctors.
It was like I like how incredibly bigoted he was, and for no reason, like just like bigoted about like there shouldn't be any big deal about Spock having green blood due to copper or whatever, and yet he just would use that just to.
And you would think he would be the most understanding as a doctor.
Yeah. But I think he was jealous of that because he was jealous of the friendship that he thought that Spock was going to replace him or something. With
Kirk,
yeah. And the same thing with Spock. Thought Spock and him were both trying to compete for Kirk's affection or whatever, Or
it's kind of scary, yeah. They're like
listen to him, and they both had such a where Spock was so logical.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas for some reason McCoy, maybe because he was dealing with I guess maybe because he was dealing with he with medicine, he actually had to deal with people like dealing with patients and their failings and whatever, which he was really bad at.
Perhaps there was something.
But he
Perhaps
like
there was something more between
emotional.
Sulu and Doc.
Yeah.
Maybe Sulu and Bones had something going on. He was freaking out.
Well, I think Sulu. The weird thing is, and Sulu was like, I
That was
think
evil of
Sulu
me. I
was being,
apologize.
like super
I know.
sprayed in that series, despite.
Well, I can tell you this: what every kid's first damn was learned from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because you can always hear McCoy going, "Damn it, Jim."
I forgot
That was
about
the
that.
thing. That was the thing that always. It's it always
I
came
heard
to
that
an
Kelly
every
used the
kid.
F-bomb on the new Star Trek.
Did they really?
Yeah, I heard that Kelly did.
Yeah.
But she seems like the
They
character
did, but
who would use that. Like seems like she would use the F word. I mean,
the thing is,
I guess the
F word
idea
is
that
not-
they wouldn't use the F word is kind of silly, but it just wasn't really.
it's not funny.
necessary.
The thing is, the F word is not funny in Star Trek.
It doesn't really seem to work. That would be funny is like, I wonder if Picard now uses the F word on the Picard series. But
Oh, I don't know.
that.
Yeah, I
I don't
haven't
know.
watched any of them.
I'll let people if they enjoy it. I'll let them watch it. It's not like I have any control over it, or I should have any
You
control.
cannot watch this.
I just wish that I think if something's been around this long, then maybe it should be like in public domain or something, because it's like these large corporations aren't capable of really. I don't know. I just personally don't think it's going to be any better than, say, a fan fiction.
By 2030, the original Star Trek should be in public domain.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
they'll probably change the laws.
it's old enough to be, right?
Yeah.
They'll probably change the laws so that they can hold on to it forever, the way Disney did with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's some iterations of Star Trek that's like, you have to really go back to the beginning. And I do mean skip the animated series.
Yeah, like he would have to. I guess maybe the
Then again, if you think about it,
would be in public domain.
the animated series picked up where the original series left off.
Yeah, I thought it actually, despite some of the characters being different and never seen from again, I actually thought it was pretty decent for a cartoon adaptation.
It was. It was probably one of the best. It was probably one of the best cartoon adaptations of a live action show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they dealt with quite as serious ethical issues on there, but they did have. It did seem to fit quite. I mean, it's other than them having like some characters that, as I said, they never have them on the Enterprise in the future, like that cat girl character. Well, she was kind of cute,
Mm-hmm.
but the plot of those shows, a lot of them they kind of revisited some of. I think they had like Mud on there again. That guy.
Yeah.
And they dealt with some of the same themes they did on the.
Yeah.
It was like maybe like almost like maybe a fourth and fifth season or something. I mean, I know they were only like half-hour shows though.
Right. Well,
Which show is this?
Star Trek: The Animated Series.
Ah.
Yeah, I thought that was actually pretty darn good. I mean, I consider that, and as far as I'm concerned, I consider that to be more canon than the stuff coming out nowadays. As far as it makes sense to me, it's and I guess it could kind of even the characters that they never talk about again, the ones that would be really hard to. That would have been really hard to have some of those characters that weren't human
Yeah.
I mean, well, Spock wasn't human, but it was easy enough to make somebody's ears look pointy. But
Yeah, he was humanoid.
but the Catwoman character that might have been, or some of the other ones, like some of the reptile. There was a reptile guy on there.
On
That would have been
well,
kinda hard
are you
to
talking
remember.
about the bag, like that one bad guy? That
No, I'm
Kirk
talking
fought
about
on the planet.
no, on the animated series. They had members of the Enterprise bridge crew who weren't in the original.
I've never seen it, so it's like, oh, all right.
Oh yeah, it's on Netflix. I don't know if you have that, but or
We
maybe it's
do.
not on Netflix. Maybe it's on Hulu. I don't know.
Netflix.
We have that too.
It's on Netflix. I know.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's not like, I don't think they necessarily deal with as deep of ethical issues, but it's just kind of a real fun show.
And it had the real voice actors, right? Like Kirk was William Shatner, and
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was. If it might have been Leonard Nimoy who insisted on that, because I think
Right.
they're going to try to skimp on the money, and they had most of the real. I think maybe when they brought back some of these, like some of the villains, like Guy Mod, maybe they had somebody else voice.
right.
Yeah.
But the main characters were the same as far as, except for, as I said, they had some characters that were, maybe they're kind of humanoid, but they were a little kind of beyond what they could do with makeup at the time.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of fun. I mean, it made it kind of kid friendly, but I don't think those characters, like, it wasn't like Jar Jar, where it became a main focus. They were kind of, they were part of the crew, and they seemed to be maybe integral parts of the crew, but I don't remember like a whole episode, a bunch of episodes revolving just around these kind of kid-friendly characters.
Right.
They also have these gravity belts. I think they're gravity belts that they wore. And
so they could fly.
Yeah, that part's not that part. I think that part's maybe one of the main parts that probably wouldn't line up with canon. But like it was they revealed, I believe, in the cartoon that James T. Kirk, is Tiberius Kirk. James
Tiberius Kirk. Yep.
Yeah.
His middle name in the animated series,
and it turned out to be canon. I think it's canon now.
They kept that. Yeah.
Like in they maybe Next Generation or one of the movies or something mentioned it. So
I'll bet you it was one of the movies because I remember it too.
Did you watch Next Generation at all?
I did. I believe that was the one with Picard.
Yeah.
Did you watch Deep Space Nine?
I did not watch that one.
The pilot's pretty sad because it has to do with the I guess at the time he would have been considered the commander. He was like, or I don't know when his wife died. I don't remember exactly what his position was, but ended up becoming a commander of a space station. And
Ben Sisko's wife, yeah,
and his wife dies, and that's kind of depressing. But that's the backstory behind how he gets aboard Deep Space Nine and becomes the commander.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the episodes are nothing like the pilot. It's like, Star Trek. I don't think Star Trek's always like on Next Generation. I wasn't a big fan of the first season when it was originally on. I watched like an episode and I was like, wow, this just isn't like this is just totally different from the original. I didn't like it. And then I think the second season where Riker's got a beard and everything, that's when I thought that's when a lot of fans think that the show got better. Because go ahead.
I liked all those.
Oh, really? The first season even?
I think I did. I don't really recall disliking it.
Okay, well that's cool because now I can rewatch them and I like quite a few of the original for the first season. It's just at the time it was like I didn't know what was going on, like why they were like they had like one episode Code of Honor that had to do with like this African tribe, and it was really nowadays it's like nowadays, yeah.
It would have been a little sensitive.
Yeah, I think they would have been labeled Nazis now if they made it nowadays.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, these days, everybody's so sensitive anyways. Even if it was good or was safe or whatever, it would still probably get knocked down today.
Oh, Doom.
Yeah.
It was like there was also an episode where Riker's like, we no longer eat the flesh of animals.
So he's a vegetarian?
Talking to these people, and like one of the group of people maybe are some sort of reptiles, but the other were these fish guys.
They didn't eat them, right?
Well, I think one of the delegates ate the other delegate from the other race. I think they end up like eating, or maybe they're like cat people or something, and they ate the fish people. Ate one of the fish guys. Yeah, I mean, I just think there was some stuff that was kind of a little bit cheesy, but nowadays I think once I watched the second season, I could go back. After that, I went back and watched I've seen the first season several times now. And they had Tasha Yar as the security guard.
Oh, really?
He did almost right away get kidnapped by a space African tribe that went around kidnapping their brides. But
what kind of show was this?
He got a security guard. I mean, they beamed in, so.
So I think
Egyptian, kind of like Egyptian. They looked like Western African, but I think they looked kind of maybe their culture is more Egyptian or something. I can't remember.
Wow, I forgot how limited this game was. Like, there's no looking up and down with your character, It's like a straight walkthrough.
Yeah, that was like. I think I only heard about it years after. Yeah, it was years after it was made. After when there was that what was that the Columbine High School thing years later?
Oh yeah.
About Doom.
Yeah.
Because this is such a realistic game. I mean, the school shooting was horrific, but like the excuses they came up with why that might happen was just kind of bizarre.
Right.
Dumb.
Well, I don't want to be talking about that stuff, I guess.
Dumb to be that.
I love emulators, by the way.
I know. I notice how quickly you moved on to Earthworm Jim.
Well, it wasn't working right. I'm like, this stinks. Yeah. I'm going to try another game.
Well, I remember after I mentioned that, what line of work you were in. I mean, who your employer was. It's like, oh, no, I shouldn't talk about that.
Oh, no, it's fine.
But I'm definitely against people harming each other like that,
Right.
I'm against killing. That might be kind of radical nowadays, but definitely not.
You can tell I'm not very good here, right? Doug Tenaple would cringe.
Yeah, I've got the remake that doesn't have Doug Tenaple's voice. Has some other guy.
His voice is in this?
I think so.
No kidding.
I think he voices Earthworm.
It's in one of them.
I think he voices one of the characters.
What you want?
I had no idea. Let's see. This one just says Earthworm Jim. I don't know which one it is.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's going to be on the Intellivision, the new Intellivision game system.
Really?
Yeah. That new Intellivision. I'm not sure how much it costs. It does seem like kind of a fun, family-oriented system.
Intellivision is not new.
Huh?
Intellivision is not new.
No, the original one wasn't. I'm talking about the one that's being fundraised.
Mm. Oh, somebody's
I
trying
think it's
to.
called like the Amiibo or something, or
it.
Mako, or I think it's the Amico or
Hmm.
something like that.
Wow. Yeah, Miko.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a fun. I mean, some of the games look like something you might play on a mobile phone or something. But I think but like the controllers and how
Yeah, the
people-
controller looks inspired.
Yeah, it looks like they're. It looks like
Well-
a fun thing that one could actually sit down with friends if people are ever allowed to do that anyway again.
You remember the first
If-
one, right? They had that weird disc controller and stuff.
I'm trying to remember if I ever. I might have played
There it
that
is, right
before
there, right there.
as a kid.
Hang on.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting that there's all these different consoles out nowadays, and this is actually more interesting to me than the PlayStation or Xbox because
Look at that. They claimed this was the first 16-bit console. I didn't know that. They must have added up like all the processing power together.
which one was 16-bit?
Well, they're claiming in television was.
The original 16-bit system.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought the original television was like 8-bit because I thought it came out in the 80s.
I thought it was 8-bit too. That's why I'm saying I wonder if they're counting the counting up the processors like the Jaguar did.
Oh,
Jaguar was like a 32-bit with a 32-bit.
right.
Hang on, let's check this out. Intellivision specs original. Dum, dum, bum, bum.
Yeah, I was gonna look it up, but you beat me to it. I had a text on my phone though. So
I'm sitting on my computer, so it's easy.
see, I'm trying to remember. It's like I vaguely remember seeing that, but it seems. But I know a lot more about Atari because it seemed like the 2600 might have been a little more popular around here.
Oh, it was way more popular. But it was a big deal. I remember this was like the one that the rich kids were getting.
Yeah.
Huh.
The thing is, the Atari 2600 was popular with everyone but the rich kids.
Yeah,
Technical specifications. Number 5 on that list was
I
technical
missed it.
specifications.
Wow, 16-bit multiplex data address bus. How about that?
Huh.
Who knew?
Yeah.
But I thought it came out in 1979.
Yeah, that's hard to believe.
That's
Because
crazy.
I know the gameplay wasn't all that sweet.
No,
I
it
think it
wasn't.
might depend on the game. But yeah,
Yeah.
I had an Atari 400, and I seemed like some of the games were like the Atari 400, 800. Seemed like some of the games were like the Pac-Man version was close enough to the original, whereas the 2600 Atari or the VCS or whatever.
Right.
I think it was called like 3 different names. That one seemed like it wasn't quite the same, I mean, this wasn't quite the same, but this was close enough with the Atari, the Atari 8-bit versions.
Mhm.
Oh, darn it. I have an Intellivision game ROM, but it doesn't work.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's all right. Some of them don't work, but
Oh, I see. There was a super video. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I just wanted to show you some of the Intellivision, but I don't think I have it.
One of these was called the Super Video Arcade. One of these televisions. Not sure if that was like.
That sounds like the Sears 2600. But it may have been.
About that. Yeah, there was that as well.
Yeah, they may have done a Intellivision as well. They weren't they all just about, at that point, Sears would sell anything and stick their label on it and be like, hey.
The thing is that they had a bunch of stuff where they'd be a different brand and they put their label on it. And
right. Oh, Sears was known for that one.
Yep.
And then I remember they like later on, maybe it was in the late 80s or early 90s, they started like having like Sony and stuff like that. Maybe they had that all along, but it seemed like I was surprised when they did. Then I think they were bought by Kmart or vice versa. Maybe it was vice versa.
Mhm.
And now I don't hear about either of them. I think Kmart went out of business.
Yeah, they did, I'm sure. Or if not, they're down to like a few stores.
Sure, there's even like
Yeah.
maybe a one or
Yeah.
there's like maybe a handful of blockbusters left. Because I see
Well,
videos.
the handful of
huh?
Now, the handful of blockbusters are located in Alaska and Northwest Washington State.
Ah,
The Sears Kmart Great Disappearing Act.
But here's the thing: they're not run by the Blockbuster Corporation.
Okay, because I thought maybe there was one like up in Alaska somewhere as well. So, because every once in a while I hear about the supposed last one in existence, and then it seems like there would be another one somewhere else. But
as of 2012, I think it was, the only one left that's using the Blockbuster name is in Alaska.
okay, so I thought there was Alaska was in some sort of. I thought I saw some sort of video on YouTube about Alaska.
You did.
Sears Holding Corporation, now referred to as Old Sears, was
really?
an American holding company
Mhm.
headquartered in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, and that's Wikipedia.
That's
know
right
now.
outside Chicago. That's the
Well,
reason
Sears
why
go
they
back
look
in-
at
well-
downtown Chicago.
Oh, sorry.
That's it. They moved. They moved their headquarters to downtown Chicago. Then sold the building and moved out into the suburbs. But it was called the Sears Tower for a long time until Willis Insurance bought it and renamed it.
Oh,
But just about everyone in town still calls it the Sears Tower.
because they know it is that, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Here we go. This is a classic. I'll play this while I talk. Actually, you know what, guys? I got to get going. It's almost 11 o'clock, and Diana's been waiting on me. But yeah, so thanks for hanging with me while I tested my stream. I'm excited.
Problem.
I'm going to start using these tools so we can do more. You know, like basically it's for the iPad. I'm just messing around right now with the arcade garbage, but that'll be great. Like when I'm taking a break, I can go ahead and stream that, you know, if I want to get on and do stuff. Because I'm convinced now that you got to have some sort of presence on YouTube, or else you're dead in the water. It's oh, we lost Lorenzo. We found Lorenzo. Oh shoot! I was like, we lost you, Lorenzo.
Sorry about that. My Chromebook crashed. Just saw
I'm
the
sorry.
whole screen through. That's okay. You're not responsible.
Oh,
You may work on Chromebooks, but you're not responsible.
hang on one second. Let me try something again. Holy cow! Look at that. The space bar takes you in and out. I don't know if that works with it.
What the heck's happening?
But it only works. No, it didn't work now.
And
That's
that might be
weird.
a useful thing in an emulator.
No, but I think that was a glitch. When you come in, if I hit the space bar, it'll knock you out until I try to do it with someone else, and then it stopped.
That is odd.
Yeah, I never hit the space bar when people come in. Now I'm going to try it every time because I can blink you in and out until I stop doing it. You know, it's funny. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go hang out with my wife, and I don't know what we're doing. I think she's watching HBO Max.
Yeah, I gotta get going anyway. But
all right, well, you guys take it easy.
And are you going to be on Monday or Wednesday or something?
Oh yeah, we'll be on Wednesday for sure, and
okay,
we're going to be doing some God chat soon. I'm not sure when, but that'll be different, but we're going to be doing that too. So yeah, we'll be on. Provided
Oh,
I don't
cool.
fall asleep again. I was going to come on Thursday night. I fell asleep when I got home and didn't wake up till like, I don't know. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
I was exhausted.
we had a pretty decent sized panel. Some of the guys from Daniel's show were on again. You've been on before occasionally.
Cool.
You've actually been on quite a bit lately. There's this guy TJ and another GS.
Very cool.
Sometimes they have some other guys.
It's a growing, Lorenzo.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They're not into drama, so that's good.
It helps.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
guys.
take care,
I'll talk.
everybody.